All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is John Hernandez. I'm a consultant here at CashSwipe. I've been part of Paul Alex's team for nearly 5 years now, give or take. Been helping people create additional stream of income. You are watching Residual Income for Beginners, where we share real stories, experiences, and strategies and on building residual income. So today, I'm excited to interview one of our clients, Rudy, going to share his journey, his experience, and some valuable insights that can help anyone who's looking to join or looking to get started, possibly. All right, so let's get right into it. How are you doing today, Rudy?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on this show.
No, 100%. All right, Rudy. So this is the first time people are seeing you. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
My name is Rudy. I am located in the New York City area. I I work as a full-time nurse. I joined CashSwipe probably back in September of 2024. Um, I paid my way to about a dozen accounts, and it's been great, And aside from that, I also own real estate. I'm also a DJ as well, so I got a few things that I do.
Okay, what type of music do you do for DJs? Like all types?
Primarily like Eastern European. I do weddings primarily, but when I used to do clubs, I would just do reggaeton, salsa, EDM, house, rap, open format. So yeah,
So we have Hugh getting married at the end of the year. Might need you to hire you. You fly out
yeah.
to Vietnam to be as a DJ.
Let's do it, dude. Let's do it. I know Hugh. I got his number, so we'll have to talk.
We'll figure it out. That's what we always say. We'll figure out how to get you out there, get everything out there to get you started. But okay. So for you, what made you start looking for another source of income outside of nursing?
So originally, I was doing a vending machine, or I got into vending machine with my buddy.
Hmm.
Probably prior to that for about 2 years, and we built the count up to we had about 20 machines, probably five different locations, and some things happen like they do in business, and I got bought out by my buddy. I just kind of just sat there and had finished the rental property in between that time, and I was just itching my head and I was looking for something, and long and behold, there it was, scrolling through Facebook, and like I never really heard about credit card processing and the fees, and you can make money off of that. I'm like, wow, this is very passive. With the vending
Hmm.
machines, you got to go there, pick up the coins, fill it up, and do X, Y, and Z. Plus, if you don't have enough machines, you really can't hire people. So I sat there. I'm like, this is great. Like, I just got bought out. I have a good investment here. Why not do it? I need something to. I had that itch. I felt like I wasn't done yet. With vending machines, rental properties, DJing. Like I never feel satisfied. So that's kind of what led me to it, and it came to me essentially.
All right, and yeah, like you said, vending machines. It's a good business. A lot of people, vending machines is really similar, like with ATMs. Also with the credit card business, you do the work. The work's on the front load. You set it up one time, and then that's it. You get to reap the benefits. But with vending machines, again, the same. It's a good business. You have to refill it. You have to find out what popular snacks. Make sure the snacks were not expired. Because when I used to work at Sprint / T-Mobile, when they used to come fill my vending machine, anything that was like close to expiring, they'll just throw them on the table and say, "Hey, it's on us." So those are the good days, right? I just get some free snacks, eat them up in the back, but yeah, okay. So you came across us on Facebook, and I guess like how was it like when you first like did we reach out to you or did Paul reach out to you? Like how did you even get like connected with us?
Um, I believe I joined Paul's page, and then I watched those intro videos. I think it was like 3 videos, and I'm like was trying to understand the gist of it. And then I got on the phone with one of Paul's consultants, Brandon,
Mhm.
and he explained everything well to me. I joined the Merchant Hero package. I just sat there and I'm like, listen, yeah, it's a hefty investment, but I I didn't have any second thoughts. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to add accounts right away. Like, how hard can this be? There's so many businesses out there. So, and then now I look back at it, I'm not actively hunting, but I can explain the business in less than 30 seconds of how we can help people save money.
That's great, man. And then before starting, like did you have any concerns, any fears?
I would say initially I was thinking about it. I'm like, is this a scam? It's too good to be true. But after, like I said, speaking to Brandon, doing a little research, and actually seeing it, John, you're out there and you're like, whoa, these people charge 3%, 4%.
Mhm.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, if they have a rep doing it, why can't I do it? And I knew a
Yeah.
lot of business owners too as well. And I'm like, hey, listen, if it doesn't work out well with them, just get to know some strangers and show them how they could save money.
No, 100%. It's out there. Again, we're not reinventing the wheel. Business owners already have these machines. They're already using them. They know how it work, but they just don't know that there's another option for them to save them money. Right now, they just think it's normal. Like, hey, you walk into, they think they just go online, get a credit card machine, and they have to pick and choose. Like, do I want to pay this much or do I want to pay this much? There is no like, hey, is there a way to possibly eliminate these fees? So it's just information. Business owners just don't know that there's another option. So when you come in, you provide them a solution where it's like, hey, I could put this money back in your pocket. It's a no brainer. Again, there is the follow up, right? You have to build that trust, that value. But just like anything, it's just it takes time. So for you, getting started, I guess what was it like getting your first account?
Oh my God, it felt great. It was it was through the Hero program where um, they would reach out to merchants, and I had a scheduled appointment with one, and
Hmm.
it was kind of too good to be true because once I did nail it after the first meeting, I'm like, they're all going to be like this. That's not the case, but it was good. It was a vinyl shop. I still have him uh, as part of one of my merchants. Very easygoing. He allowed me to really explain everything so well. Um, just a really stand up guy. It was a basic VP 100 terminal. So it worked out really well. Honestly, I felt great after. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And I just felt really good. Um, Aside from being a nurse and being able to help patients, I also felt really good in a way of like helping people save money. I was like, wow, this is awesome. Feels really good.
Yeah, you're helping people get better. You're helping people put money back in their bank account. So you're doing a
Helping
little bit
people
of
have fun
everything.
too with the DJing.
Yeah, helping people have fun as well. But
Yeah.
it's time to party. But and then just curious because you are a nurse. You're a registered nurse. How many hours do you work? Would you say in a week?
I do 36, 3 days a week.
36. Okay, doing 36 hours a week. How much time do you put into this when you were actively doing it? Because I know you already got accounts making money. Just for people watching, you already had some accounts making money. When you first started, like how many hours were you putting a week into this?
I would say I was probably putting in anywhere probably like 5 to 10 hours a week.
Okay, 5 10 hours. That's more than the usual person. So you're going out there and hitting the payment.
Yeah.
I guess I guess for you, what was your goal when you first started?
At that time, I was looking at the big dogs like Bryce and uh, Lisa, um,
Hmm.
and Alec as well, Alec, Michelle, Ruben. And I'm like, listen, I got to get to 40 accounts, 50 accounts, but um, I wanted to hit a goal passively, how much I want to make a month to replace my income. But I ideally want to get up to at least by the end of the year, like 30 to 40 accounts. It didn't turn out that
Hmm.
way, but I definitely, um, I definitely gained momentum in the first few months with the accounts I signed.
And what was that momentum like? Like, was it you were getting an account once a month, once a week? Like, how did like what was the yeah? You go a little bit more on the momentum part.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I mean, within the first month, I signed 3 accounts, and then the next month, I believe it was two. Um, but I had merchants in the back burner in a sense, following up with them.
Hmm.
I had like a list of merchants. I felt like I was basically doing a job. Like I had to go see people and see if they needed help. So the momentum was really building when when you sign one, you're like, all right, I got to go see a few of these other guys, see if they're ready, what's
Hmm.
going on, how can I help them, how can I assist them, um, and it just it's crazy how it works because it's like once you start moving in that way or acting in that way, and the energy that's around you, it just it's just inevitable for you not to sign an account.
Hmm. And when you say energy, like, what do you mean by that? You said the energy around you.
Um, I always had this way with even like DJing and like the rental properties, the vending machine, and just like essentially, if there's something that I want to get out of this life, I feel like if you really focus on it, your mind will take you there. And then all that energy around you with, the people you bump into, with
Hmm.
the amount of resources that you need, just anything in general where it's if you try to act positive majority of the day, you're essentially going to have a positive outcome, essentially with the attitude that you bring out.
No, you're 100% right. And I love that. You speak it into existence.
Yeah,
And I tell my kids that, like, hey, the people you surround yourself with is the people that you'll become. So it could be good or bad. Like if you surround yourself with four losers, you'll be that fifth loser. If you surround yourself with four winners, you're gonna be that fifth winner. And same thing with energy. Like if you speak nothing but bad things are gonna happen because that's just what you're bringing to yourself. But if you speak everything that's good, be positive about everything, you speak it to existence and it becomes a reality. There's a lot of things that people say. It's like it's to be an entrepreneur, you have to be somewhat delusional because people would tell you like, oh, what about this, what about that, you have a good job, or what if it doesn't work, but what if it does, and
right.
then it changes everything. So, but I love that. I love like speaking into existence. I'm big on that. Like I trained myself, and it's just something that I've been working on as far as uh you know there is no try. It's either yes or no. Did I do it or did I not? Because
I mean, that's
that's
it.
just the
Yeah,
mindset I want, and it's been working. It's a working in process, but it's something that I've been really really working on. So I love that.
very
Um,
cool.
so you said, as far as like, what about the support wise? Like, how did you feel with the support that we brought to you? Like behind like setting up the business. Like, how was the support in your experience?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, from the videos, onboarding videos, to understanding the business model, to opening a business bank account, starting an LLC, um, then to essentially understanding the business, and then the nightly, weekly meetings, Facebook Lives. At that time, we had John Sharabia, we had Bryce. Those things,
Hmm.
they were incredible, and I took it really serious. It's as Bryce would say, it was like I'd even look back at videos and obtain the golden nuggets, as he would say, because you would learn something new, and it just felt good. It was something to add to my schedule. I like listening to podcasts aside from music, and I felt like I was growing. I felt like I was around the right people, the right culture, and the support was definitely there. Sometimes when I have technical difficulties with Paybiotics, sometimes that's a little challenging with them, but they do a good job over there.
Yeah, it's part of the game. It's part of the game. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? But that's
Right.
why we're here. We're here to make it simpler and guide you to the process. Was there ever like a time where you're just like, damn, what I get myself into?
You know, uh, I think you said it before, John, with like entrepreneurship in itself. Uh, it's very easy to give in. It's
Hmm.
very easy just to give up and give in. But what you tend to realize is that once you do land that first account, you don't realize, I guess, the energy and that sense of that freedom that comes with it. You feel a little
Hmm.
bit more free. You feel a little bit like, I don't need to go to work today to go pay that extra bill. If and it feels good. You feel like you're in the driver's seat of your life, as it should be.
So what does freedom look like to you?
I think having multiple streams of income, um, multiple streams of income where it will allow me to pick and choose what I want to do with my time, not to sit on my bottom on the couch because my wife won't allow me, um, but to essentially um, help people and inspire to allow them to obtain what they want out of life. And I feel like once you have a little more time and a platform, it's a little bit easier to make that example on people. But you always got to start somewhere. You can't just start at the top when you're finally there. You start with the person you are now, with um, the energy that you put out, the attitude, and I just feel like freedom is calling the shots on your own time.
So time is very important to you, and it's
Mhm.
huge because time you can never get that back. It's like one of the most valuable things, and some people learn that in a young age. Some people learn that in the old, really really old age. But time is so I don't know what's that word expensive, but just so valuable
Oh yeah,
because it could just fly by, and as we get older, time just flies by, right?
oh yeah.
So getting because I know you have multiple accounts now. You're reaping the benefits, and right now. You say you're not actively going out there, but you're still reaping the benefits from it. Tell me what is that like? What is that like? Like you could just, hey, I know I already built this. I already have the residual income. I can go out there and get more. But right now, you just had a baby. Congratulations. So people that don't know, it's 7 months. Um, but what does that feel like? What does that feel like? You just say, "Hey, I'm gonna just grow when I want. I'm gonna keep growing this when I want." But right now, I'm just reaping the benefits.
It's amazing. To kind of just go down, how it all settled itself. I was working on one of our additional units at a rental property. And at that time, I believe I was just about close to a dozen accounts, and you know, I, I I fixed that up. It took me about a month, um, to add more passive income to for me, and I signed another one or two accounts after that, but I lost some momentum. I wasn't out there just hunting it. But to my point, it's been a little over a year. It's great to look back and say, "Wow, I didn't really have to um, tamper with these accounts or even marinate more of a relationship when you get them." I mean, you should show face. You should, if they do text you or give you a call, of course, be there. That's what you're there for, to not to be the 1-800 number, but they're a support. And my point is that it feels better than ever that I did reap the benefits and I still am, even though I haven't really been out on the streets crushing it in the last, so many months.
Mm-hmm. Bringing So what's your goal like for this year? Are you looking to go back out there? Are you still gonna enjoy the rest of the year? Like what like where are you at right now?
Honestly, right now at this moment, I am, I'm doing the ads just because of timing, but there's always time to be made. Honestly, John, I will say I have about 6 or 7 VP 100s here in the Clover sitting around. So if I could get rid
Mhm.
of those bad boys, I think we'd be in a good position by the end of the year.
No, that's good, man. That's some motivation right there. Having them in the background, you can see them, and it's like, okay, I need to go out there and get some. Uh,
Mhm.
Brandon actually, he ordered. I don't know how many he ordered, but he got a box shipped to his house because it's accountability. Because when you see it, you're like, okay, I got to get these. I got to get these out there. You're not just being, catch potato. I'm gonna just hang back. But it's good, man. When you have those in front of you, it puts that little bit of urgency. Um, but okay, so I guess so you want to get those 6 more accounts by the end of this year. Do you have anything in the pipeline?
Right now, I'm talking to a few auto dealerships. I did have a few mini markets That was a little
Hmm.
bit interesting with the EBT. And I also, believe it or not, and this is what I do recommend for people, once you sign a few business owners up, they usually do have another business or they know of somebody. So always follow up with them. And I do have, I would say, about 3 business owners that are either looking to open their next shop, or their friend is. So I have those in the pipeline at the moment. So, referrals are always, I recommend them staying in contact with your merchants in that sense. Hey, listen, is that they can help you with, if they have other businesses, just follow up with them. Don't pressure them. Um, but yes, that's where I'm at right now.
No, that's big because it's when you talk to a business owner, a big thing from what I've seen and when I do these interviews, clients tell me like, hey, when you walk in there, don't expect to onboard them that same day. If it does, it's great. It's happened multiple times to a lot of our clients, but
Mm,
you have to understand, go in there and be solution driven. Walk in there, talk to them, be a customer first, and just talk to them about. And it doesn't even have to be about the merch service. It could be about anything, and build that relationship, and then slowly work your way in, and tell them like, hey, I could help you in X, Y, and Z different ways. So big thing is not coming in there and just like, hey, I'm gonna go in there and close them on the spot because you know and again, it can happen, but reality, you just don't want to get you don't want to get like demoralized. I would like not demoralized. Like you don't want to get unmotivated because
all right.
in just like anything, you have to stay disciplined, and
Mhm.
stay consistent.
Yep, yep, no, I agree.
So was there so talking so because and again, you're going back to you having multiple accounts. Like, can you go back to one experience where you had a business owner, they were just like shocked on how much they were actually losing every single month? Or they were had hidden fees that they didn't know about?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just trying to think through my accounts right now at the moment.
No rush, you're good.
It- I actually, I have one of the merchants who's a bakery, and
Mhm,
it's a father and son business. So they were set up with a Clover Mini at the time. But what I realized, that everyone in that New Jersey area was passing on the fee to the customer. And I've met with them probably 3, 4 times. Really, really nice people, and they make awesome sweets, by the way. And they didn't realize how much they were losing, John. I mean, they were processing anywhere from like 20 to 30,000 a month. So give or take, it's anywhere from 500 to $1,000 a month,
mhm,
that they were losing, and they were just shocked because the kid was trying to get into school for mechanic. And I'm like, dude, this can help you pay for your tuition. At the end of the year, that's
mhm.
almost, if it's $1,000, you're losing about 12,000 a year. And
Yeah,
the father was so grateful. He has actually even referred me to quite a few people now. I haven't signed them all up, but it was just a rewarding feeling, just to help them out, to basically be their line of contact, not to go through a 1-800. And they're nothing but get grateful. It's awesome.
and then when you first approached them, like, how was that first if you could go back, how was that first interaction with them? Were they kinda, like, standoffish? Were they open to hearing you? Like, how'd you build that relationship? Because you said you visited them about 3 maybe 3 or 4 times, and you dug a little bit deeper. You found out there's his son's trying to go to an intuition firm and being a mechanic, so you used that to, paint the picture for them. But how was the first conversation with them?
It was very simple, John. I was walking in there being a customer,
Mhm,
buying a cookie, or buying a, muffin, a croissant, um, and just asking questions. When did you guys open the shop? Oh God, awesome. I live in the area. I haven't really been here. Nice to meet you. This, that. Looking at their machine, saying, look, it looks kind of old. I actually do work in that industry. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then even raising the program to them, not offering it to them, but just saying, hey, you guys ever heard of this program? And that kind of opened the door, and came back again, grabbed the coffee, shared my paperwork because I told them I would, and said, listen, let's sit down next week. Your dad will be here. Let's go through the savings. And that's just how it turned around. It wasn't really much. It was just being a customer, not offering anything, going in there and saying, listen, I want to grab coffee. It's not too busy. Introduce myself. I'm, I'm local. I live in the area. I haven't been in this shop. When did you guys open up? Be curious about them. Ask questions.
What was their concern? Like, did they have any pushback? Did they have any fear losing customers? That people say like, oh, what if I lose customers? Like, what was their concern?
Yeah, essentially, the son was, he wanted to pass everything off to dad. Um, I mean, the father was the owner of the business, but the father was worried that he didn't know if it was even possible. How would he lose customer? Would he lose customers? Excuse me.
Mhm,
But once he's seen the savings and he knew that there were other businesses doing the same, especially in that same street, it was too good to be true.
mhm.
And the fact that I would take care of their old system, cancel that account, and get them a new system. It was just it made total sense then. There was some pushback, but after they looked at
What
the
was,
savings,
what was the pushback? Just to get more
well,
into it, like, what was the pushback?
so yeah, the biggest thing is what you said, John. It was the customers. They didn't want to lose customers, and I kind of put it in perspective. I didn't say, "Oh, you see this card here." I basically used one of my um, Visa credit cards, and I'm like, "Listen, I just use this, and the reality is that you guys are paying for my fees, but even if I was paying for my own fees, I'm still going to go on a trip at the end of the year because I'm building points. So it doesn't matter if
Hmm.
it's less or more expensive. I'm still going to make points off this." And he kind of looked at me. He's like, "Oh well, you know." And then from there was the rest of was history.
Yeah, and that's another key point that you dropped. It's a gem because I pay everything with my credit card because I want my points and I leverage my points for school shopping, Christmas shopping, you travel. And well, business owners don't know when people use these credits for the same reason. And if they're essentially walking in there, they're swiping their card, they're getting their points. And in all reality, they're getting a discount. They're getting a
Mhm.
small discount savings that adds up that we all, a lot of people take advantage of and use it for our benefits. It's just something that we use it because again, if I could pay my mortgage with my credit card, I would. I try to figure out so many different ways on he's like, how can I do this? But still have to figure out. So if anybody knows, let me know. But yeah, there. And then second thing, it's like, yeah, like it's safe to say they might lose one, maybe two customers, but is that going to cost them $1,000 a month? Is that going to cost them 12 grand a year? No, his business is. I'm assuming his business is still blooming. Nothing's changed. If anything,
Right.
it's growing, and especially for cash driven businesses, like businesses out there that don't take credit cards because they don't want to pay this fee, so they're losing opportunity to scale their business. I'll give you an example. There's a boat detailing place. He does waxing for boats, car wash, like pretty expensive. He only takes cash. And when I was talking to him, it was like, well, I don't want to pay those processing fees. And I told him, I was like, well, what if you just pass it on to the customer? He was just like, well, I don't think they'll pay. I was like, well, think about it. It's a luxury to have a boat. That's one. Two, it's if people don't have the money but they want the upgraded service, what are they going to do? They're just going to go for what they can. So for you offering this service to them, now two things are happening. One, people could pay with card, you're making more money, and then two, people have the availability to spend more money on your services to make more, and for you to make more money. So it just your business will grow, anywhere from 10% to 15 to 20. It just takes time. And then the more people that know, because I'll give you another example. And sorry if I'm getting off track, but it's like if you go to your favorite pizza shop, you have a pizza shop, they're cash driven, and you're driving with your wife. You're like, you're driving home, and you're like, oh, I want to go for my favorite pizza shop. And you're like, well, they only take cash. You ask your wife, do you have cash? No. Do you have cash? No. I don't feel like going to the ATM. I'll go another day. How many times do you think that happens to that same business? Like they're losing opportunity just because they don't take credit card payments. So
Yeah.
there's a lot more. There's a lot more that the business owners don't look at the bigger picture. But then that's why we're here. We're providing a solution to their problem. We're helping people. We're helping business owners grow their business, save their money, and help them because they're just like you and I. But sorry, I went a little tangent. So as far as your as I know because you're doing this, you do the DJ, you do real estate. What's your goal? Like, what are you looking to do? Like with this business, are you looking to grow it to possibly replace your nursing career, or what are you looking to do?
I would love to, I definitely would love to get it to the point where it's at least 10K a month. Just because seeing what I've seen the last just about 2 years, John, that business owners
Hmm.
really, I have tenants and I have business owners, and I can sit there and say which one's more passive than the other. And I would say the business owners really don't bother you. And the good thing is that Pay Bionics and CashSwipe have such a good support system that if there's something that you can't answer, you can always tell them, listen, I don't have the answer right now, but I'm going to find it out for you. So you always have backup. You always feel like you have some support. And, getting to that number would make it feel really good just because, I feel at that rate, I've scaled it enough. I have the real estate, I do, working towards my nurse practitioner license. So I think
Okay.
it'll be more than enough. So
Okay. And then just to go back, so you're just gonna keep building it up,
mhm.
keep your portfolio with real estate and working to your nurse's practitioner, right?
Yeah, yes.
So as far and then when someone tells you like when someone asks you a question that you don't know at that point in time, what does the business owner say? Do they feel like, hey, like, oh, you don't know your stuff, or do they give you a reaction, or is it they're like, yeah, no worries, like, come back to me with the information?
Yeah, no,
Like,
I'll be honest. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, no, go ahead.
I will honestly be completely honest. It's the same way when I deal with patients. If there's something that I don't know, I'll say, listen, I don't know on the top of my head, but I will be sure that I will get back to you with the right answer. And the same way with the business owners. I'm not too sure. I don't know everything in this business, but we have a great support team. I will be sure to bring it up to my team and get back to you on that question. If there's anything else, please let me know because you're not going to know everything. And it's
Mhm.
fine that it's better that you're more honest with the merchant or even a patient in this sense because they tend to respect you more instead of you BSing them.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's better to be honest with them and tell them like, hey, I don't know, but I'll get the answer for you, and you come back with the answer, and you stay a man to your word because people will tell you like,
Yeah.
again, old the if their old agent, if they even know who their agent is they'll be like, oh, I'll get back to you, but they never hear from them again. Like, you could walk into a business. I don't know if you've ever run into this, but you walk into a business like, hey, do you know who your actual point of contact is? In some cases they'll say, yeah, or I haven't talked to him since he started, or yeah, I don't even know who it is.
Yeah.
Like, there's so
Yeah.
many, there's a very different answers. So it's good that you're there and maintain the relationship. So how do you maintain the relationship? You have multiple accounts. Are you every 3 to 6 months? Do you stop in? Like, how do you maintain the relationship with these business owners?
Um, I like to get to know them on a personal level in a sense, like, if you know which religion they practice or which ethnicity they're from, like just send the message in a way where it's like, how we usually say Merry Christmas to people or
Hmm.
Happy Hanukkah, or if it's even like, Happy Easter. Like those things go a long way. I'm not saying to text them for each holiday, but it's just nice that you're thinking about them. Hey, hope all's well. Happy thanks or happy Christmas, Merry Christmas to you and your family. And even sometimes I'll even drop into the shop and if it's a business owner that I'm like really tight with, and I know he's not so, it's not difficult to get in touch with him, I'll drop him a bottle of wine, for the new year or something like that, or during Christmas. It's always nice, it goes a long way.
Yeah, those small gestures do go a long way, and that's all I need to do. Simple. Merry Christmas. Hope you had we just passed by 4th of July. Hope you had a great 4th of July weekend. Let me know
Yeah.
if you. But all right, man. So one last question: if someone's watching this and is interested in cash swipe but having doubts, what would you say to them?
Mm, that's a good one. Honestly, I would say if you don't start, where will you essentially be? So at least you start something and you know that you can look back and you took a chance. If you keep contemplating it, thinking what ifs, your life will not change. You have to be the driver of your own story. No one else will be. So you have to be able to direct your life where you want it to go. And once that happens, it's what I had said earlier, John, about energy. The energy around you will change. Your mind will essentially take you to where you want to go, but you have to be serious about it. And you're going to have doubts. It's very normal, but I do promise that you do have a great support system around you that will allow you to understand what you're doing, allow you to grow. And once you see your first account, it's the beginning of something great.
I love that. You get that direct deposited to your account. You're
Oh yeah,
happy. All right. Well, again, thanks, Rudy, for joining us today. And is it okay if anybody could reach out to you that's watching this, not either today or maybe they're watching the replay of this? Could they shoot you a message on school? I don't know if you're okay with them reaching out to you on Instagram. Is that okay?
yeah. I can share it too. I don't know if you want to add it too, John. I have my Instagram account. It's Swipe with Pinnacle.
Swipe with Pinnacle.
Yeah, Swipe with
Could you just
Pinnacle.
spell it out? You could just spell it out for them so they could hear.
Sure.
They could shoot you.
So yeah, if you guys want to DM me, it's Swipe with Pinnacle on Instagram. So it's SWIPPINNACLE. Swipe with Pinnacle.
All right. And you guys could also follow him on school in our community where you guys are watching this live. But I want to thank you again, Rudy, for coming on here. Love to see your
Absolutely.
success. Love you growing. Congratulations on the newborn.
Thank you.
But other than that, guys, my name is John Hernandez. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Residual Incomes for Beginners, and we will catch you on the next live. Peace out, guys.